Oh, 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 oh. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So we are on the 23rd Ashtapadi, and this is basically like we have the Guru Stotram. It is the whole thing is dedicated to the Guru, kind of, He has, it has been done a few times, but this is like towards the tail end. So it's giving it one more dedication to the Guru. So we start with the shlok. ज्ञान अंजनु गुरु दिया अज्ञान अंधेर बिनासु हरि कृपा ते संत भेटिया नानक मनि परगासु. It's a very simple one. Gyan Anjan. Anjana is the surma, the one you put in your eyes for clarity. Or today we can say Visine drops or something to clear our vision. Gyan Anjan. It's not any Anjan, it is the Gyan Anjan. To remove what? Guru Diya Agyan Andher Binasu. The darkness of the Agyan, or the so it is removal of ignorance by this Gyan Anjan. So this is like literally what it means. And Hari Kirpate Sant Bhetiya. By Hari Kripa, it's only by the grace of God that you come in contact with the Sant, with the Guru, or somebody who's enlightened enough to pass it on to you. Nanak Mani Pargasu. So Nanak, this is Nanak, as if Nanak ji is saying that this is how my mind got illumined with that truth, you know. So this reminded me of the Guru Stotram we do in Chinmaya or in other Vedantic places, it says, what is it? Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Let me read the second one first. Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Agyantimirandhasya, that my mind was totally blinded by the agyan, by ignorance. By Guru's grace, I got this gyan, which illumined my worldview. It illumined my mind to see the truth, So, same thing, exactly word by word, you can say Gyananjana. There also it says Agyan Timirandha. Timir means the darkness of Agyan removed by the anyways. So Hari Kripa te Sant milya. Matlab bina Hari Kripa kuch nahi hota. So this is what it is. Now, one thing we want to understand is ki the Gyan is not something that is given. Just hold on to the thought yet. Gyan is always there. Gyan actually, in the true sense, Gyan is the nature of Atma, because of which I am able to perceive everything. the ability to perceive everything is Gyan. See, like we say, the definition of Brahman is Sat Chit Anand. ऐसे ही we say Jnanam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. That is another way of putting the same thing. The Gyan is the ability to know. Now, when we say the Gyan word, it has many intonations, it has many meanings. But when we talk about from the spirituality point of view, we have to understand that the truth, which cannot be changed, that truth which is the illuminator of all the things, because of which everything is perceivable to me, my mind is working. See, the mind is not a independent entity. Mind is totally dependent on my consciousness, right? If I am conscious, only then these thoughts will be available to me, right? So the mind's ability to function is dependent on that consciousness, that gyan. Without that, it doesn't happen. The other way to understand is that what we have at an intellect level is gyan nishtha. That means now I have an unwavering understanding of who I am. That ahankar is just a product as a thought, and I am aware of that thought. My focus is now on the awareness rather than on the effects. Okay. So just wanted to, explain that a little more.
So in the language that you have used, Gyan would be a direct anubhuti of consciousness, like instead
No,
of.
it is not a anubhuti. Gyan is the reason for us to understand anything. Jnanam in a Sanskrit, in the spiritual sense, that is where anubhuti is when you are saying that I experience that truth, right?
I'm using your
The
word. The other day you
experience
used
of,
the other day you used word anubhuti for the non-dual direct perception. So I'm just using the same. I'm trying to use consistently
my
what.
problem with this terminology is that whenever we say something like that, we are also assuming that I, as an entity, Rajiv or Bridge, is real, right?
Right, right.
That is my problem. So forget that for now,
No, but can you assign a word for a non-dual direct perception that doesn't have the I? Can
That
you?
is Gyan.
That is
Just
Gyan.
say Gyan.
Okay. Very
Okay.
good. Okay.
So, but at an intellect level, because we are transacting at an intellect or a ahankar level, right? So at an intellect level, we say we have the Gyan Nishtha. That, Gyan Nishtha means that I am, there is no wavering of this anymore. Like if I say, what is your name? I say, my name is Rajiv. Is there any doubts about it? No, I have zero doubts about it. That is called my nishtha in that statement.
But that is the level of antakaran is what you're saying,
It
because
is only see, we only transact at the antakaran level. We never transact uh, at the what do you call it? The Atma level.
but
Right? Atma will
the
not
Gyan,
transact with anybody, right? Because there is nothing other than Atma. Who will it transact with?
but Gyan is doesn't it transcend antakaran? Gyan?
Gyan is, that's what it, Gyan is that Atma.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
But Gyan Nishtha is at the antakaran level. Okay.
Gyan Nishtha, because we are transacting at an
Sure,
intellect
sure,
level.
sure. All these things, Shraddha, this, that, everything.
Yes. So, because Gyani can never claim I am Gyani, really speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
Because He can say, I have Gyan Nishtha. I have no doubts about this.
वो तो
That's
अनिर्वचनीय
all
है,
it can say.
अचिंतनीय, अनिर्वचनीय, तो how can you say anything?
Yes. And only by Hari Kripa we get that understanding, and then we hold on to that understanding. That's what it is. It is not something that, see, like even in science, we come up with this knowledge. Okay, you know what? There is this at a Newtonian level, if we say, okay, there is a physical reality of the world, and there are certain laws that it follows. But when we go at a molecular level, these laws don't apply, right? There are totally different laws that work. So we cannot say those laws are for everything. They are there for, you know, bigger bodies. But at a molecular level, the whole physics change. New laws, new everything. Okay. So, so let's go to the next one. Uh, Also, you know what, when we start this, it starts with this is uh, mahalla panjwa, right? We always say that. What does it mean though? There are two ways to understand it. The panjwa word is that this is the fifth guru. That's what it means. So we have 10 gurus. So it'll say Mahalla Duja, Mahalla Chautha, Mahalla Panjwa. If it was Ramdas ji, it will be Mahalla Chautha. Or Tegh Bahadur ji will say Mahalla Nawa. So it is how it is defined. So everything written uh, by Guru Arjan Dev ji is always Mahalla Panjwa. Just to put it in the right perspective. Okay, this was given to us by this guru. So that's just wanted to clarify that. The other way to look at mahalla could be a place, a placeholder. We are, like we say, a colony is a mahalla. कि कौन से मोहल्ले में रहते हो, that's one way to look at it. But it is also could be mahila. Mahila se aaya. It's a feminine word because the bhakti is a feminine thing, that this is a devotion. This is like my um, this is how I am putting myself at the feet of Guru. So there are different people have said it in a different ways, but the Panjwa is for the fifth Guru. Just remember that. And so now the Ashtapadi, it says, संत संगी अंतरी प्रभु डीठा, नाम प्रभु का लागा मीठा, सगल सामग्री एक सुघट माही, अनेक रंग नाना दृष्टाही. We'll just do 2 lines at a time. Sant Sangi, which you understand, in the company of the Sant. Antaru Prabhu Dita. Dita matlab dikha, that I was able to see that truth. Now, Antari, not outside, Antari, inside. I saw my own self because of Sant ka Sang, Satsang. नाम प्रभु का लागा मीठा. क्या चीज हमें मीठी लगती है? मीठी मीन्स what is it that we really enjoy? What does our mind enjoy? Something that is जैसे suppose somebody comes and says, oh my God, your daughter did so well. Then we say, wow, कितना मीठा लगा. We like that. We like to hear things that are very conducive, or it kind of inflates our ego. But with the Guru Sant Sang, Antari Prabhu, when I see Bhagwan in myself and everywhere, तो प्रभु का नाम मीठा लगा. That means I start to enjoy that. See, right now we can do it. We can do it mechanically. We can enjoy it. but we are still, our mind is divided into many factions, my family mind and my work mind and my satsang mind and all that. This is when I am seeing satsang in every aspect of my life. Even with the family, I see Bhagwan as manifesting as everything. So this is what it starts with. Sagal samagri eksu ghat mahi. Matlab sagal samagri means everything in that cosmos, everything that I am looking for. Samagri, you can say, is the wealth. Sagal samagri, all the wealth together. Eksu ghatmai, ek hi mein hai. The one holds all the wealth. This is the key to everything. Anek rang nana drishtahi. Through satsang, I got to see that. Unka naam meetha lagne laga. And now it is just continuing that same thought. Ki sagal samagri, all the wealth belongs to ek ghatmai. Matlab ek hi mein hai. And what is that? And it is also showing me everything. All the colors, everything, all the experiences of the world are because of that. Because of that truth, because of that gyan. Now Nidhi Amrit Prabhu Namu. Now Nidhi. Nidhi is also wealth. Nidhi is now Nidhiyan कहते हैं. मतलब these are like exceptional wealth. कहते हैं ना नौ निधि क्या है? अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता. So same thing is now Nidhi, that these are the 9 exceptional wealths that we have. उसके अंदर एक भक्ति भी है. अमृत प्रभु का नाम. All the wealth is in the Naam of Prabhu. In Hari, in the Prabhu's name, all the wealths are there. Dehi mahi iska bisramo. And Dehamahi, in the body, this is where it is residing. It is resting, This is what it is saying. So the body is also important here. Sunna samadhi anhat tahanad. Where do you experience it? In the Sunna Samadhi. You were asking that, Sunna Samadhi, Anhad is, see, normally the sound is produced when 2 things collide. ताली बजाते हैं या जो भी, मतलब you hit a drum or you pull a string. The sounds are made from some kind of 2 parts coming together. Anhad is where there is no other, there is the unstruck sound, which we call, Om ko bhi kehte hain, but this is like the sound of the universe. This is the sound of that Prabhu, if we want to recognize it that way. Sunna Samadhi. Ek to Sunna Samadhi means the Nirvikalp Samadhi, the when there is absolute silence, और उसका नाद क्या है? How do you experience it? अनहद का नाद है उसमें, that is the sound of that samadhi. कहनु न जाई अचरद बिस्माद. You cannot explain it. You cannot say it because it is not an experience that we are talking about. Experience के अंदर there is always an other. This is an experience which is without other. So how do you explain it? Acharaj bismad. Acharaj is wonder. It's a wonder of wonders. There's no, it's like Guruji is saying, what can you say except just say wow? It's exceptional. Tini dekhiya jisu aap dikhaye. And who will do that? Who will see it? The self alone will see it. There is no other to see it. There's no intellect that can say, okay, you know what? I have experienced it. In my deep meditation, I saw that, the green light or the blue light or something, I heard that sound, Om. No, none of that. Here it says, तिनी देखिया. वही देख सकते हैं जिसको आप दिखाए. Aap dikhai means that self alone will reveal itself. There's no other thing that can reveal. No master can do that. Nanak tisujan soji pai. Soji pai matlab samajh. The one who understands. Tisujan. Tisujan means those who have come from the company of the Sant Log and then gone through all these experiences, realize that they understand that it can only happen by God's grace. No other effort is required. But here, this is at a very high level. Effort is required from us to narrow or reduce all our distractions. See, our problem is distractions. The world is a biggest distraction. World, family, job, everything else that we focus on today is a distraction. So that is important, that you should put focus on whenever the need be, but not all the time. When you are, this is where Bhagwan is taking us. Yes.
So could you go back to that line, the Naunidhi line, Dehi Main Iska Vishram? Why is the body mentioned?
Navnidhi Amrit Prabhu ka naam, Dehi Mahi Iska Bisram. Deh mein, in the body. In the body means that you can experience is right here and now.
While you're alive.
While you are alive. While you are alive means when you are having this body experience. Let's put it that way. Alive and death are just uh, just like waking and sleep. So the body is needed for the experiences. That is why we have a body. We have not
Right,
one
right.
body,
Now, I
but
was just
three
wondering,
bodies.
nee, that seemed implicit. Without body, there would be no mind or anything, but while we're alive. So why is the body mentioned here? Is the body needed? Like naam
Yes.
andar hai kya?
अरे ये body मिली ही इसलिए है. There is no other reason for the body. The body is there so that we can use this body to transcend the body. Without body, it is not even possible, right?
But it says that you can only have this experience as a human being because your intellect is what will make you understand that who you are. The body is given for the reason to, this is the only way we can experience or we can understand who we are, what the true nature of that
Yes.
sat is.
So what?
Otherwise,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, otherwise I don't think any other form of living being can understand what we are trying to understand.
Not even living, matlab, living here or even devatas for that matter.
Nee, wo to
Right.
it's very clear
Okay,
the
there
human
is
birth
a,
is very precious, but I was wondering ki that has always been implicit. Is there any reason why it's mentioned here that प्रभु का नाम शरीर में उसका अनुभव होगा या जो भी है दिखाई देगा, whatever is mean विश्राम. Anyway,
yeah, it is, I think it is for a reason. Because, even when you go through the Yoga Sutra, right? So it is a eightfold process, right? It's only this body is the one that we can experience things in. Even in dream state, it is also a body. It is at a subtle form, subtle body, but it is still a body. So body is needed for any experience to be, or anything to be experienced. That is why they use the word dehi. Actually, the word dehi is not deha alone. It means the one that is residing in the deha. Even in Bhagavad Gita, they have used the word dehi instead of atma.
yes.
So, all right, let's continue. So, there was a word called vyaptam yena characharam. Vyaptam means that which is pervades everything, which is omnipresent. So the second Ashtapadi is talking about that. It's so antari, so bahari, anant, inside and outside. Anant. Anant means infinite. It's infinite inside, infinite outside. It is not like inside it is finite, but outside it is infinite, or the vice versa. It is infinite both ways. So antari, so bahari. जो भी अंदर है वो भी बाहर है. घटी घटी व्यापी रहिया भगवंत. घट घट मतलब in every atom of this universe and in me, it is vyapt. Vyapt means it is pervading. So it pervades everything. There is nothing that it is not pervading. That is why there is no duality, right? Because it alone is. It is experienced in this form, that form, every form. It is experienced. धरनी माही आकाश प्याल सरब लोक पूरन प्रतिपाल. धरती, धरती, आकाश, पाताल, सर्ब लोक. मतलब if you think there are 14 lokas, then 14. If you think it is 100 lokas, 100, whatever we want to say, in every thing it is puran pratipa, matlab complete in itself. See, we say, okay, together it is complete. So this body is complete when I have the hands and feet and a body and a head and eyes and ears and everything. These are all different parts of the body. But here it is says that it is puran in every atom. In everything it is complete. It's not like it needs all the parts together to make it complete. No, it is complete no matter what. So Puran Pratipal, it is the support of everything. Bini tini parabati hai par brahma. Bani. Bani means one, the forest. Parabat is mountains. So if you look at the outside, so the earth, the oceans, the mountains, whatever we call sea, is nothing but Parabrahma manifesting. See, जैसी आज्ञा तैसु कर्मो. जिसको जो कहा भगवान ने वो वही कर रहा है. सूरज को कहा you do this job, you are supposed to give light and heat to this solar system. It's doing its job. Moon ko kaha go around earth. It's doing its job. So everything in this universe is following a certain rhythm, a certain order. So that order is called the agya. जैसी आज्ञा तैसा कर्म. जिसको जो आज्ञा मिली वो वैसा कर्म कर रहा है. Unquestioned. So
लेकिन what
there is
about
no yeah.
what about us Purusharth and all that? Matlab, what is the application of this? Like Hukam, na? Guru Granth Sahib, Hukam, Agya, same thing.
Yeah.
So fir, at the same time, he gives us freedom to do Purusharth while he also has the order, the Agya.
Purusharth is part of our agyanta. The Sant says, what is my Purusharth? I am totally dependent on you. So whatever is happening through this body also is you doing it. हमको लगता है कि हम पुरुषार्थ कर रहे हैं. We have this illusion about क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कि this we are able to, we have that free will to do whatever we want to do. That is from the agyanta point of view. But let's say we have purusharth, So just hold on to that thought. we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
जैसा आज्ञा तैसा कर्म. मतलब जैसी आज्ञा मिल रही है वैसा ही कर्म हो रहा है. See, look at what freedoms do we have. I was born with this body. If it was a defective body, it'll stay defective till I die, right? Suppose, or whatever, if I was born in Africa, I'll be African. If I was born Indian, I'll be Indian. If I was born in Scandinavia, I'll be Scandinavian. So I didn't have a freedom to choose. It just happened, What parents? No freedom. Even the friends and everybody also is no freedom. It just happened. You didn't decide, okay. Or you cannot decide कि आज से मैं bird बन जाता हूँ. Maybe in your delusion you can, but not. So Purusharth is also very limited, is to give us this ability of a free will. The idea that, okay, there's a choice. Let me do this. Pog Pani Besantar Mai. This is Vyaptam. This is just talking about how this Atma, the Parabrahma, is pervading everything, Pog, Pani, Besantar Mai. Matlab, pair, haath, everything, in all the inside and outside. Char kunt das dise samahi. In all the 10 direction, so everywhere that alone is. That's the whole point. Vyaptam, it is omnipresent. This is showing the omnipresence of Bhagavan. Tiste bhinna nahi ko thau. There is nothing other than that. There cannot be anything other than that. Guru Prasad Nanak Sukh Pao. Once you understand, that is where you get this liberation that I am that alone. Why am I thinking I am limited? The sense of limiting is what is called as dukh. Liberation is when you feel you are that one with that infinite. Understanding is this, understanding this thought, you experience the true sukh, which is non-negotiable. See, हमारा सुख जो है negotiable होता है. If I have this sukh, if I don't have this dukh, if I am in good health, sukh. If I can enjoy things, sukh. If I have anything negative, then it is dukh. Because it is dependent on something. Here, it is not dependent on anything. I am experiencing myself here. That's what Gurudev is telling us. And now he says, where to see that? It says, Ved Puran Smriti Mahi Dekhu. All these scriptures that we are reading are pointing to that alone. There is nothing, that these scriptures have not told us. Sasiyar Sur Nakshatra Mahi Eku. Sasiyar means the moon. The moon, the sun, the stars, everywhere it is that same Mahi Eku. That one alone is pervading everything. It is just the continuation of that same thought. It's so beautiful. So, हम सोचते हैं कि okay, maybe it is inside me, but what about outside? Everything, sun, moon, stars, space, air, fire, water, earth, all the elements, everything is that alone. Bani Prabhu ki sabko bole, aapi adolu na kabhu dole. And this is very good. This is, here Guruji is saying, this is not my Vani. I am not saying it. I am not making it up. It is Prabhu's Vani. It is Prabhu is speaking through me. I have just surrendered myself 100% to Bhagwan. I don't see anything but Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is speaking through me. Aape adolu na kabhu dole. Aap adolu means unwavering. Totally, जिसको हम बोल रहे थे कि the ज्ञान is where you have jnana nishtha. That means your intellect is totally surrendered to that jnana. You are not wavering from it. So it never wavers. That's what Guruji is saying here. Sarb kala kari khele khel. Sarab Kala, matlab in all, this is energy. This is the Leela of Bhagwan. This is how the Brahman is playing. The Brahman is playing with itself. Brahman is Sarab Kala Kari Khele Khel. It is all playing. ये लीला है भगवान की. There is nothing more to that. मोली न पाए गुण अमोल. You cannot put a value to it. It is infinite, क्या करें? It is priceless. So who can put a price to that? Sarab Jyoti Mahi Jaki Jyoti. So Jyoti ji, this is for you. Sarab Jyoti. Sarab means sab mein that same consciousness is pervading. Like, let me give an example. So my eyes are seeing. The seeing is happening because of that power alone. My hearing is because that consciousness is pervading through that, It's like electricity powering every appliance, So, but electricity is not seen. Without electricity, none of the appliances work. So same way, everything is because सब में जो power है, वो power एक ही है. The power source is only one. सरब ज्योति में वही जाकी ज्योति, उसी की ज्योति है. If I am able to see, it is because of.
So that is the Chaitanya Shakti from Kena
That is,
Upanishad.
हर एक में चैतन्य शक्ति is coming from that one Chaitanya.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Dhari rahiyo Swami oti proti. Dhari rahiyo means it is supporting everything. So there is nothing that it is not supported by Bhagwan. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना अंधेरे में कुछ दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, right? So we can say, oh, there is no light because we can't see anything. But if somebody says, oh, hey, I am here, so there is a Shabd Jyoti. So Shabd is also a kind of Jyoti that tells us, that will show us something, So मन में भी ज्योति है. जैसे suppose करो, there is light, right? I say, okay, can you see what is this? This is a iPhone. We keep it and we say, close our eyes. Can we see the iPhone in our mind? What is lighting that knowledge of iPhone? I can see iPhone exactly the way I saw it with my eyes open. So there must be a light in me that is illuminating that thought. So this is a thought outside, and when I close my eyes, it is a thought inside.
Well, also in the dream there is light. Things are illuminated.
Dream. So who is illuminating that dream? So same source. Sab Jyoti mein, Sarab Jyoti mahi Jaki Jyoti. Usi ki Jyoti hai jis. Means what is illuminating is only one. Because of that, our experience are possible. See, to experience anything, you have to have that Jyoti, Guru Prasad Bharam ka nasu. Guru Prasad, by the grace of Guru, all my doubts have been cleared. All my bharam is my confusions, my delusions, about everything has been removed. Nasu, nash ho gaya unka, khatam hue, all that is gone. Nanak tinmai ek bisasu, biswas, vishwas. See, this word is very important. Vishwas is not blind. Vishwas is not something that, okay, my guru told me, so I have Vishwas in that. No. Vishwas is something that comes with the intellectual clarity. Now that I have gone through my rigorous mananam and nididhyasan, that I am able to break every doubt that I had. So this is my doubtless knowledge, which I call Vishwas.
Conviction.
श्रद्धा हो सकती है. श्रद्धा is my guru वाक्य में श्रद्धा है. But after I have gone through a rigorous mental analysis, gone through that all my other doubts have been broken.
But is it short of Gyan?
It is short of Gyan, you can say, yes. Shraddha alone is leading to Gyan. Without
No,
Shraddha,
no, the Vishwas. I meant
Shraddhavan
Vishwas.
labhate
Vishwas.
jnanam.
हाँ.
In Bhagavad Gita, there is this verse, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. कि श्रद्धावान को ही ज्ञान प्राप्त होगा. श्रद्धा मीन्स ये तो श्रद्धा हो गई, सॉरी. That means you have already gone through the analysis. And after that, you have dropped everything,
So
कि,
the
okay,
sequence is Shraddha,
to
Vishwas,
Vishwas,
and then Gyan.
then Gyan.
Okay.
Gyan means Nishtha. See, again,
Conviction
I want
होता
to
है ना,
say that conviction, right? That total conviction, like unwavering conviction. कि उसमें कोई आपको doubt नहीं है, So, जैसे suppose if I tell a little boy कि भगवान सब कुछ देगा, then he has an idea about भगवान कि जो मिल रहा है मुझे भगवान से मिल रहा है, right? लेकिन when he has gone through a rigorous process, first he has tried to say, okay, भगवान नहीं देता, मुझे मेहनत से मिलता है, और फिर वो कहता है अच्छा मैं भी सब मेहनत कर रहे हैं लेकिन सबको तो नहीं मिल रहा है, सो मेरे कर्मों की वजह से मिल रहा है, सो you can slowly get to the point where you say even karmas are not the way. So finally you come to that vishwas that nothing is possible without Bhagwan's grace, because that is the only thing that is there, which is real. Everything else is transient. So transient means it is appearing to be there, but it. So anyway, continuing on the same thought, संत जना का पेखनु सब ब्रह्म, संत जना के हृदय सब ब्रह्म धर्म. सॉरी, संत जना का पेखनु सब ब्रह्म 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 नॉट ब्रह्म.
अच्छा, ब्रह्म.
जैसे पार ब्रह्म कहते हैं ना, ब्रह्म. So Sant Jana ka Pekhanu. Pekhanu means they see Brahma everywhere. Sant Jan. Sant Jan is they are seeing things. It's not like they are not seeing the food and the room and the, all the other things. They are seeing, but they are seeing the presence of Bhagwan in everything. In Brahman everywhere, Sarvatra. Atra Tatra Sarvatra. Sab jagah Bhagwan hi Bhagwan hai. So संत जना के हृदय सब धर्म. That means कि whatever, it is not like they are become dharmic. It means dharma is another thing to understand. Dharma is not a type of work you do. Dharma is that which leads you to that truth. So dharma alone is, see, जो हम कहते हैं ना शब्द वेदों में क्या लिखा है, वेदों में अगर if you want to summarize it in 2 words, it says it only talks about dharma and Brahman. Everything else they will, unimportant. जैसे धर्म के ऊपर मेरे को always I remember भरत जी, हमारे हैं नहीं अभी, Shekhar Mayanal ji, who's writing his commentaries or, doing his podcast on Bharat ji. But when Bharat, when Ramchandra ji was given Vanvas, so he went out even before Bharat ji came back from his Nanihal. So when he came back, he saw everybody was looking at him with some negative thing, so he didn't understand. Then he found out. So he was not upset with anybody. He said, "Jo hai so hai." तो उनको he was invited to the sabha, the the main gathering where all the mothers were there, gurus were there, ministers were there. So they said everybody tried to convince him, you know, Ramchandra ji is gone. So now you have to lead this country. You know, you have to become the king. So he says, how can I become the king? You know, really speaking, the our father had already made up his mind to make Ram as the king. But unfortunately, this incident happened. So he says, yeah, we understand. But, you know, when he comes back after 14 years, you give it back to him. He says, no, what if I change my mind at that time? You know, who knows how the mind works? So I'm not taking any chances here. So everybody, the gurus tried to convince him, the ministers tried to convince him, the mothers tried to convince him. Even Kaushalya said, Beta, you are as dear to me as Ram. So I would be very happy if you take this. Even Ram would be very happy if you become the king. So he says, nope. कहता ये धर्म नहीं है. कहता this is not right. He says the king is only going to be Ram. So tomorrow we are all going and we will make him the king. And whatever happens, whatever the king decides, we will do, you know. But the king is only one, that is Ram. So उन्होंने फिर वशिष्ठ जी की तरफ देखा कि is it correct? You know, is it right dharma? What I am saying. So the beautiful verse from Ramcharitmanas है, कहता है समझब करब करब तुम जोई धर्म सारु जग होई सोई. कहता है तुम जो भी करोगे वही धर्म है. इट इज नॉट लाइक कि तुमको धर्म समझाना पड़ेगा. कहता है इसीलिए जो संत जन हैं उनको सिखाया नहीं जाता धर्म क्या है. वॉट एवर दे डू इज धर्म, बिकॉज दे हैव जीरो सेल्फिश इंटेंट. उनको अपने लिए कुछ चाहिए ही नहीं. सो वॉट एवर दे डू इज धर्म. सो इसलिए संत जना के हृदय सब धर्म कि whatever the sant does, it is dharma. It is not like कि okay, this is what we should do. No, संत जो भी करते हैं वही धर्म है. संत जना सुन ही सब बचन, मतलब शुभ बचन. मतलब whatever they hear, they think it is शुभ. उनको कोई गाली भी देता है वो कहते हैं बड़ी शुभ है. कहते धन्यवाद, थैंक यू. यू नो, सो उनके लिए सब शुभ है. और सर्व व्यापी राम संगी रचन. They see Ram everywhere, you know, सर्व व्यापी. जिनी जाता तिसकी ये रहत सत्य बचन साधु सभी कहत. जिसने जाना मतलब जिसने निश्चय कर लिया, you know, जिन जाता तिसकी यह रहत. Who is that who lives like that? जिसने ये सब जान लिया है. Who has understood, whose mind and intellect are totally there's a conviction, you know, total conviction that truth alone is nothing else. सत्य वचन साधु सभी कहत. यही सत्य वचन है, यही सभी साधु लोग यही कहते हैं. you know, जो होई सोई सुख माने. जैसा हो रहा है उसी में सुख मानो. ये नहीं कि if it is favorable to me it is सुख, if it is unfavorable to me it is दुख. मेरे को कुछ मिल गया तो सुख, नहीं मिला तो दुख. किसी ने इज्जत दे दी तो सुख, नहीं इज्जत दी तो दुख. नहीं, संत जना के लिए जो होई सोई सुख माने, उसी में सुख मान लेते हैं. देयर इज नॉट लाइक कि दे डोंट हैव देयर ओन प्रेफरेंसेस कि ये हो जाए तो सुख. नहीं, संत जन कहते हैं कि जो होई सोई सुख माने. करन करावन हारु प्रभु जाने. करने कराने वाला एक प्रभु ही है, यही जान लो. यू नो, दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. देयर इज नो नाराजगी विद भगवान कि भगवान आपने ये सब नहीं किया मेरे लिए. देयर इज नथिंग. जो किया सो भगवान आपने बहुत ही अच्छा किया. यू नो, आई कैन बी मोर ग्रेटफुल टू यू देन दिस. अंतरी बसे बाहर भी वही. अंतरी बसे, अंदर भी वही है, बाहर भी वही है. यू नो, नानक दर्शनु देखी सब मोही. So in this case, Mohi is Mohit, Mohit word is very sweet. It can have two meanings, but here the word is used in a very positive way. Nanak darsanu dekhi. Jab Nanak is saying, when I see everything, that I get delighted. I can use that word here. That I get really mesmerized, that see the Bhagwan's beauty everywhere. मोहित का नेगेटिव मतलब भी हो सकता है, बट हियर इट इज इन अ वेरी वेरी पॉजिटिव सेंस. आप ही सती किया सबु सती. आप सत है, भगवान इज सत, तो उनके जो किया उन्होंने वो भी सत है. See, there is some difference between the Advaita and let me say it in a different way. मतलब the snake, the rope snake example, there's this rope and then we superimpose snake on it. तो कहते हैं रोप भी सत्य है और स्नेक भी सत्य है. कहते हैं it is not that we cannot deny the existence of snake if we are experiencing it. Okay, what it means is the truth alone is, though it is being expressed in different ways. यहाँ पे ये this is the way to understand it, कि there is the Paramarth Sat, which is unchanging Sat, and then there is a changing Sat. Like I can say I am Sat, my body is also Sat, because I experience pain and suffering in this body. So उस सत को भी डिनाई नहीं कर रहे हैं. समझा? So this Sat is a changing Sat, but it is still supported by that Paramarth Sat only. That means the snake is not possible without the rope. So the rope's existence is the only cause for the snake to appear.
Is that the same thing as saying कि भगवान ने माया का सृजन किया? Basically, if we don't see Bhagwan in Srishti, then it's Maya.
सृष्टि में भी वही रचा हुआ है. That's why the Sat is pervading it.
Suppose नहीं देखते हैं, वो अज्ञान है, माया है, वो भी तो भगवान ही करवा रहे हैं. और
Yes, correct. तिसु भावे ता करे विस्तारो. When he wants or she wants it, Bisthar means to expand. When it wants, it expands. When it wants, Tisu Bhaveta Ek Ankaru. Ek Ankaru means that there is only one, the Ek Onkar, Satanam, that alone is. So Tisu Bhave. Jo Prabhu Ichha, usme it can create multiple srishtis or it can just remain without srishti. So कि विस्तार भी सत्य है और जो एक ओंकार है वो भी सत्य है, क्योंकि उसका नाम ही है एक ओंकार सत्य नाम कर्ता पुरुष. सो अनिक कला लखी न जाई, जिस भावे तिसु लय मिलाई. अनिक कला मीन्स द पावर, द एनर्जी, द उनकी ग्लोरी, वॉट एवर वी वॉन्ट टू कॉल इट. अनिक कला लखी नहीं जाए, मतलब यू कैन नॉट write it down कि उनकी कितनी how can we explain that? जिसु भावे तिसु लय मिलाई. And क्योंकि ज्ञानी जो है, it sees this as Bhagwan's glory. Whatever he sees Bhagwan's glory. A jnani sees how things are impacting him. So that is why he suffers. He is not seeing the glory of Bhagwan. He is showing how it is impacting me. Because he is self-centered. A jnani is God-centered. There is the difference, self-centered or God-centered. Kavan nikati kahiye kavan kahiye duri. Who is close, who is far, Ape api aap bharpur. सब में वही है, तो who is close, who is not close, who is far. So you cannot say कि मैं तो भगवान के बहुत पास हूँ, मेरे भगवान, भगवान सब जगह सब में उतने ही व्याप्त हैं. इट इज नॉट लाइक जैसे रावण में भी उन्हीं की शक्ति है और राम में भी वही शक्ति है, so the point here is we create these differences, but there is no difference. Who is far, who is near? It is only the dance of Shiva is happening everywhere. Ape api bharpuri, like you look at the cosmos, it looks very stationary, right? कि वहां पे आपको you can see Venus, you can see Mars, you can see the sun, you can see the moon, but they are all moving at a very fast pace. Maybe not the sun, but all the other planets, everything is like revolving, not just on their their own spindle, not just rotating, but also revolving around the sun. Same way, stars are moving or whatever they are doing, they have, everything is dances by the order of one Brahman. And the same Brahman is also in every cell. If you look at the structure of an atom, we say, okay, is it matter or is it wave or whatever? But the point is that if they say that the electrons are moving in such a speed, but do we feel it? We don't. We don't feel the earth moving also. So the point is ki it is, all the things are happening. It's a dance of Bhagwan. It's Bhagwan's kala. It's kavan nikati kavan kahiye duri, ape api aap bharpuri, antari gati jisu api janaye. Who will understand that truth? जिसको भगवान चाहता है उसको ही आप जनाए. जनाए means it, he makes us understand that, sees his own inner self. नानक तिसु जन आप ही बुझाए. वही बुझाए means also to know. The ego is the only thing that causes the differences. Ego is our biggest obstacle in realizing our own true nature, because ego holds on to something that is illusory as truth. My status, my family, my name, my lineage, my education, all these things I am holding on as me. That is my problem. The moment I drop these, then I see एक एक करके drop करना है. This experiment was done by Descartes, the famous philosopher, who said कि जिसका वो famous word, the thing is there, I think therefore I am. Right? Actually, they are going a step beyond that, because thinking is also possible because of that I. If that I or the self was not there, even the mind doesn't work. The power of mind is coming from that self. So I am, therefore I think.
Are you
उल्टा हो
talking
जाएगा
about
हमारा.
Spinoza?
है?
Spinoza,
Not
right?
Spinoza. Was it Spinoza or was it Descartes?
No,
I think it was
Descartes, René
That
Descartes.
is, yeah.
René Descartes. Spinoza was also on the similar lines, because Descartes said that if I stop believing everything that I know today, all my experiences will be invalidated. Because mind can play games, right? What I see today may not be true. It is just an illusion. But he says, I cannot stop the thought that I am. Really. Okay. Sarabhut api vartara. Sarabhut means all the beings. Sarabhut api vartara. He is the enlivener of all. Sarab nain api pekhanhara. Sarab nain. All the eyes, he is the seer behind it. Sagal samigri jaka tana. Tana means body. That this whole universe, Sagal samigri, this whole, the Srishti is his body. Apan jas aap hi suna. Who's singing the glory and who is listening to the glory, it is that alone. Avan janu ek khelu banaya. Ana jana is only a game. There is no birth and death are just two sides of the same coin. You know, just as the body ripens, it drops. Khatam. Ana jana is आवन जानू एक खेल बनाया आज्ञाकारी कीनी माया. ये माया जो है वो भी आज्ञाकारी है. Maya is totally dependent on that Brahman alone, because it cannot make a decision on its own. Let me change today. Let the sun revolve around the earth. Maya has no such power. This is only Bhagavan. Maya is the one which is giving it a platform. That's all. But it is not something that it has its own decisive powers. एक गाइड में एक डायलॉग था लास्ट में. I don't know. Maybe I'll send a link. You can watch it on the. उसका लास्ट डायलॉग जो है, सबके मधी अलिप्तो रहे, मतलब it stays in the middle of everything, but it is untouched by everything. If you look at the what is that? Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Purush Suktam, Sahasra Sirsha Purusha Sahasrakshat Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishta Dashangulam. That means every head is his head only. When we say 1,000 heads, it doesn't mean exact number. It means every head in this universe. Head could be of a dog or a cat or anything. Every eye is his eye. Sahasra Aksh. Aksh means eye. Sahasrapad, feet. Every feet is his feet. He is the one powering every feet. It pervades every aspect of this living, but it stays 10 fingers away. Alipto. Alipto means unattached to anything. It is not attached to anything. Alipto rahe. जो कुछ कहना सो आपे कहे. कहने वाला भी वही है. He alone is it means that here Guruji is saying that he is the one who is saying through me. He is the only one who can say it. आज्ञा आवे आज्ञा जाए. उसकी आज्ञा से ही सब कुछ होता है. Without the आज्ञा of भगवान, nothing happens. नानक जा भावे ता लय समाई. जब जिसको वो चाहता है वो अपने में समा लेता है. That means the person gets that ज्ञान about who he is, because that alone is the truth. So here in the 7th Ashtapadi it says drishti of a realized person. It says ihite hoi su nahi bura. Ki the Jivan Mukta is saying can never do anything wrong. किसी के लिए कुछ बुरा कर ही नहीं सकता. और कहो कि ने कुछ करा. Because he has no अहंकार. वो कहता है मैं करने वाला हूं ही नहीं. करने वाला तो भगवान ही है. If it happens through him, it cannot be wrong. It cannot be bad. आपे ही भला करतूती अति नीकी, आपे जाने अपने जी की. He alone knows his own mind. Now, this is not a mind of a common man. It is a mind of that person who has surrendered 100% to Bhagwan. The Bhakt, the Jnani, they are the same category. No matter what they do, it cannot be, because things are happening, people will say things, people will do things, all things will happen. But the Jnani knows that he is unaffected by any of those things, Ape Sachu Dhari Sabhi Sachu. That Bhagwan, Brahman is Sat, and whatever he is supporting is also Sat. जैसे इंसान का बेटा इंसान, हाथी का बेटा हाथी, बंदर का बेटा बंदर, वैसे सत का बेटा भी सत. So this creation is also the child of Bhagwan. So that also is Sat. Ote prote apan sangi rachu. Matlab, why is it Sat? Because it is in everything. That Sat pervades every part of this universe. That is why it is Sat. ऐसे नहीं कि उन्होंने बना के छोड़ दिया. It alone is. ताकि गतिमिति कहीं न जाए. You cannot talk about the greatness of it. Gatimiti is the limits. You cannot say, oh, it is this, this, this. You cannot talk about it, about Brahman. Whatever we दूसर होई व सोझी पाई. This is a very important one. You can know somebody other than yourself. जैसे I can say, I know Bridge, or I know Rupla, I know Jyoti. So to know, there has to be a other, right? कहते हैं there is no other. So how can he know? दूसर होई तो सोची पाई. तभी तो जानेंगे अगर कोई दूसरा हो तो. We only feel our own presence, right? We don't know it. We cannot know it. सोचो इसके बारे में. This word is very potent actually. तिसका किया सबु परवानु गुरु प्रसाद नानक इहु जानो. कि मेरा जो मालिक है, it's like Guru's now saying कि जो कर रहा है वो उत्तम कर रहा है. तिसका किया सबु परवानु. मतलब it is great. Whatever is happening is by his huzur marzi, that it is happening because of his will. जो जाने तिसु सदा सुख होई. Once you understand this, so there is no dukh. Sada sukh hui. This is, you will always be in total peace with yourself, in total peace with everybody else or around you. आपे मिलाए लय प्रभु सोई. कि अपने से खुद ही मिला लिया. How can, जैसे suppose somebody is in a बच्चे से किसी टीचर ने पूछा, suppose you are in jungle and the lion is approaching you, what will you do? तो उसने कहा, what will I do? Everything only lion will do. I have zero powers. कि जो करेगा वो लायन ही करेगा. So वही हाल इनका है. जो करेगा वो भगवान ही करेगा. ओहु धनवंतु कुलवंतु पतिवंतु जीवन मुक्त जिसु हृदय भगवंतु. कहते ये सारी क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ ए संत, क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ ए साधु और somebody who has, जिसके हृदय में भगवान है, who has understood, जिसका ज्ञान निष्ठा है कि वही जीवन मुक्त है, वही धनवंत है. That means he is the one wealthy. He is कुलवंत, हाई क्लास स्टेटस का आदमी है. And pativantu, that means he is the one who is respected by all. So All these qualities are for the one jiske hriday mein Bhagavantu, the Bhagwan resides in whose heart. He is all that. Dhan dhan dhanu janu aya, jis prasadi sabu jagat taraya. Taraya means transcend this world. That means you see zero value in this world. You see the truth behind this world. Dhanu, dhanu, dhanu. Dhanu, dhanu, dhanu is dhanya, dhanya, dhanya. That means we are blessed, 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 blessed. Dhanya, 3 times. Not only because he has given this to the Sant, but because of him, the Sant is able to give this power to transcend to many others. It is not just one. It is one who knows, then he can help many others. Jan avan ka ihe suau. This is the nature of a realized master. Jan ke sangi chitti ave now. This is the purpose of a realized master, you know. Who is a sant? The one who क्या कह सकते हैं उसको, that when you are in presence of a sant, you feel the presence of Bhagwan. You feel the presence of the divinity around. So that is the greatness of a sant, you know. World start to look, you know, the things that were important to us before we met a sant is totally unimportant. जैसे जब when Vibhishan ji went to Bhagwan Ram, so Bhagwan asked him, so you have come all the way, what can I do for you? He says, I have nothing more to ask. Whatever I had thoughts कि मैं ये करूंगा, मैं ये पूछूंगा, मैं ये मांगूंगा, कहता है everything is disappeared. I have nothing. I just want to surrender to you. That's all I want. So this is the presence of a sant. आप ही मुकत करे संसारू. खुद भी मुक्त है और संसार को भी मुक्त कर सकते हैं. It is that power. नानक तिस जन का सदा नमस्कारो. For that sant, for that person, I always bow down to that person. So this is the end of 23rd Ashtapadi. So we stop here. I'll just